Hello and welcome to RaceGOW2. I'm the creator and host, Dan Sugano, aka FPV Skittles. And as the name implies, RaceGOW2 is the second installment in the RaceGOW series. Back in the day, iGOW used to have mini UTTs mixed into it. And then we kind of had a little rift between the racers and the freestylers. One didn't like the other type of challenge too much, so we separated them. And all mini UTTs became RaceGOW. We had our first season last year, and now this is the second version of that. So the basic idea is still the same. You're gonna set up a predetermined track and fly it, get to your fastest 3 consecutive laps, submit that, and then you see where you rank against everyone else in the world that's playing. So it's a super fun concept. There are some changes here in RaceGOW2 from RaceGOW1 if you participated before. Pay attention. Be sure to check out the website RaceGOW2.com for all the changes to the scoring and kind of how the game is going to function. We have a little bit different system. Instead of like getting letters and getting knocked out, I've set up like these micro tiers. Anyway, we're not going to go over all that now. That'll be in a separate video. Today we're going to focus on building the track. And for building and flying the track, the main differences between RaceGOW1 and RaceGOW2 are, one, the area where the track is going to fit for RaceGOW2 is just a 6x6 square. In RaceGOW1 it was 6x8, so a little bigger. Gonna make it even smaller for RaceGOW2. Hopefully it fits in more people's houses. The 6x6 square will be where the gates fit, so you will want a little area around the outside of that so you can fly the track optimally. And then one of the other major differences is in RaceGOW1, I required that you have a piece of the PVC gate along the ground for all your gates. Otherwise it wasn't a valid gate. And for RaceGOW2, that's not going to be required. If your gate is on the ground, it just needs the 3 sides, the top and the 2 sides, to be a complete gate. One other change is the size of the gates. In RaceGOW1, we had a 28-inch open square in the inside of the square, and that made for some pretty big gates. It's based on the Tiny Wood Cube gate, and it's great for freestyle, but I think for racing we want to go a little smaller. So for this season, we're going 24 inches center line to center line of the gates. So I've got 3/4 inch PVC, so if I did the absolute minimum 24 inches center line to center line, then the opening between my gates is 23 1/4. For cutting your PVC sections, I suggest cutting them at 22.5 inches, maybe a tiny bit bigger than that. And then with the standard 3/4 PVC fittings, then that makes your gate just over 24 inches center line to center line, maybe like 1/4 or 1/2 inch center line, maybe like how hard or 1/2 inch to pipe into the fitting. Anyway, RaceGOW2, just like RaceGOW1, basic same items. You need 20 sections of PVC. Your section's obviously going to be shorter now for the 24 inch. And the same fittings, you need 4 elbows, 6 of the T's, 2 of the 4 ways, and 4 of the 5 ways. Anyway, let's get into the building. Again, since there's no base piece required for the gates, I would normally build the whole bottom of the track and kind of go up, but this track I'm going to build in 3 elements and then kind of combine them together. So our first element is the start gate. So that's our start gate. Let's put that off this side. The second element, element number 2 we're going to build is a double stack gate. So we got a double stack with a T on the left, that's element number 2. Now, element number 3, same thing, another double stack. With a 4-way up here in the top left corner. Alright, so let's put that over here. Now, let's combine the elements. So, first we're going to start our start gate, and that's going to be stuck here, and connected to that I'm going to put 1 section which is going to space to our second element, element number 2, our double stack gate, and that's going to be 1 space away from the start gate and in line with the right side of the start gate as you're facing the start gate on the outside. And then similarly, same type of spacing. We're gonna go off the back side of element number 2 and put a spacer in there. Again, another 1 gate space, so 24 inches to element number 3 with the 4-way on the far side away here. All right, so now we have our 3 elements set up and spaced properly. We've got our start gate, 1 24-inch space to our element number 2 double gate, and then 1 24-inch space to our second double gate here. Now finally, our last element is the poles. Element number 2 gets a pole, a vertical pole on the back side. Element number 3, it's the same vertical pole, top of the double stack on the back side. And then the one kind of unique element in this track is the horizontal pole that we have coming out of the 4-way here in the back. And here we have it. RaceGOW2 track number 1 build complete. If you have any extra little pieces, you can kind of use them as supports to make the gates a little less wobbly, or you can, if you have extra full sections, you can put them between the gates at the bottom, but it is not required again for RaceGOW2. You do not have to have a section across the bottom of your gates. Anyway, now let's go to the fly-through so you can see the path for this track. Here's the fly-through for RaceGOW2 track number 1. So you're going to start facing this gate here, which is the start-finish gate. And you're going to fly forward through that, and then to the back ladder, over the top of the horizontal pole, and around the vertical pole. And then you're going to split us down through the middle gate here, turn right down through the bottom gate, right turn around to the bottom gate here, left turn around the outside of everything, ascending up to the middle gate, left ladder up over the top, then split S over the top of the horizontal pole, around back to the start gate, and that's a lap. So again, ascending up over the pole, split S down to the middle gate, right turn, bottom gate, ascending middle, top, split S over the horizontal pole, and back to the start. Alright, so of course then you do 3 laps for RaceGOW. Get your best 3 laps in a row. And submit that. See if I can try to go a little bit faster here. This UWL rig. Oh, there we go. Now we're down. Alright, that's RaceGOW2 track number 1. Give it a try. Pretty clean box. Oh, only got 3 in.
Hello, RaceGOWers.
I have a couple important announcements about Season 2. The first is that I'm pushing the Track 1 deadline back by 48 hours. This means that instead of being due on Friday, the Track 1 deadline is now Sunday, February 25th at 11:59 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. This should give everyone in the world an extra weekend to either run the track or figure out how to submit their video, or if you've already done that, you can move on to Track 2, which the video should be dropping just after this announcement video. The other announcements are about prizes. So I should have all the prize details finalized sometime around the Track 1 deadline. I'm just in negotiations with most of the sponsors now, but I wanted to go over some of the bigger prizes. The first is for Track 1 and the $100 bounty giveaway. So how this is going to work is there's a $100 giveaway that anyone can win. So just by submitting a time for Track 1, you get one entry into the giveaway. And then if you can beat Joshua Bardwell's time, you get the Bardwell bounty and you get a second entry. And then if you can beat my time, you'll earn the Skittles bounty for a third entry. So one entry just by participating, and then you can earn up to 2 more by getting the Bardwell bounty or the Skittles bounty. And that's a $100 cash giveaway for Track 1. The next prize I want to go over is from Derpy Hooves, and that's the custom Lego minifig. This prize is also available to anyone, but this is a full season prize. You have to participate in at least 3 of the 6 tracks, so half of the tracks, and then at the end of the season, you'll be entered into a random giveaway to win the custom Lego minifig created by Derpy Hooves. If you haven't seen these before, they're awesome, and past winners of RaceGOW and RaceGOW have gotten them, so you can earn one yourself just by winning this giveaway. And then finally, the biggest prize in RaceGOW2 is the HD0 goggles. So to win the HD0 goggles, you have to be a part of the bonus tier prizes. So you can gain access to that by joining Patreon or just sending money by PayPal. Check out the prizes page on the website RaceGOW2.com for more information about how to access all the bonus prizes. But you have to be active for at least 3 of the 6 tracks, so half again, as a bonus tier member. So that'll be drawn at the end of the season for everyone that meets those requirements, and one lucky player will win a set of HD0 goggles. All right, everyone, thanks for joining me for these RaceGOW2 announcements. Good luck and happy whooping. What's up, everybody? Oh, why is this not going? Oh, I don't have it playing. Oh, it is going. All right, anyway. How's everybody doing today? Does this one not play infinite? Okay, it just takes a while to reset. When finished, rewind, play forever. Okay. All right. Anyway, we hear you, but it's very quiet. Test, test. How about now? Test, 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 test. Test. Is that quieter or louder? Test. Test, 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 test. That's getting quieter. Test, test, test. That's better? All right. Chat's not working. Sec. Okay, should be good now. All right.
All right, how's everybody doing? Welcome to the first RaceGOW2 live stream. Uh, track 1 deadline is not for about 36 hours, so it's going to be at just before midnight Pacific time tomorrow on Sunday the 25th. So still got more time, just in case you're not sure. And also track 2 is already out. If you have already submitted your track 1, track 2 is also out. So you can move on to that. All right. Anyway, I don't think we got any questions ahead of time, so I'm just going to go over basic stuff and then we'll take questions in chat. So make sure you register when you to first sign up. You have to register and submit your track videos via Google Forms. So when you click on the registration, it'll bring you here and answer some questions, and then you get all your info and you'll get onto the pilot list, which you can see here. I just updated it before the stream, so your name should be on there. You can, if you're looking for your name, you can go to the master list. You can use the Control F function for find, right, to find your name. Or if you go to the tier leaderboard, I have everyone in order by pilot name. And then in the rank leaderboard, everyone's sorted by country. So you can also double check there that you're on the list. There's not, I won't put out the submissions for track 1 until the end of the deadline. Your sound it's so low you can barely hear you. I am maxed. Only thing I can do is that's my voice. That's my. How about now? All right. Maybe you gotta turn yours up, Paduga. All right. So yeah, check. Make sure you're on the list. Track 1. You still have 36 hours left. Oh, I changed this. So we moved the deadline 48 hours later to Sunday night, and I decided that all of the deadlines would just be Sundays instead of Fridays, because that gives everybody an extra weekend always, and I feel like that's better. So the new tracks come out on Thursdays, and then they're due approximately 2 weeks later. There's one gap of 3 weeks here to avoid the Tiny Whoop Open week. So just make sure you're paying attention. Plus all of the deadlines and stuff will be here on the main homepage of the website. Okay, so let's go. What up, T-Dog? Let's go over the very basics of RaceGOW first. So if you've never played RaceGOW before, the idea is that there's a set track that you build. You see that in the video. You have to build it to the specifications, and then you run it and record your DVR, and you have to get your fastest 3 consecutive laps. So that's your 3 laps back to back to back. They can't just be like in the same clip or anything. They have to be back to back to back. And then you submit your video, and then you see like where you rank against everyone else in the world. So if you're using PVC, this is basically what you need. You need 20 sections of PVC, and the minimum gate size for season 2 is 24 inches. So that's from the center of one side of the PVC gate to the center of the other side. Doesn't matter what size PVC you use. It can be 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, whatever you want. But the minimum you have set is 24 inches from side to side of the gate. And then you can go up to as much as 30 inches open for your gate size. But if you're building with gates larger than 24 inches, you have to make sure to still follow these diagrams. These dimensions, the spacing between the gates is set. You have to, no matter what size gates you use, you have to have this gap here from the start finish gate to the front of this double stack as 24 inches. And then from this double stack to this double stack, 24 inches. So even if your gate is 30 inches, then this gap still has to be 24. So if this gate is 30, then your distance here is just going to be even a little bit longer. You still line up your gates like a line here and a line here, no matter what size they are. And then you just have to follow those dimensions. The same thing here. So if you had larger gates, they would just stick out a little further this way and this way, but you still have to match this 24 inches. All right, does that make sense? Hope that makes sense. If you're using 24-inch gates, then you can use one of your gate sections as a spacer here, like I do in the build videos. But if you're using larger gates, you can't use a gate section as a spacer. You have to space it at 24 inches. Make sense? Any questions on that? You don't have to use PVC. You can use anything to make the gates as long as you get the basic layout. Where's the shot counter? We'll do that when we start actually watching the videos. We're not for RaceGOW though. It's not like iGOW. We don't just sit and watch every single submission. That would be so boring. We'll just, if you make your video interesting with some type of like fun edit or something, we'll watch it, and we'll watch like some of the fastest ones, and ones that stand out. But we're not just gonna watch everyone's video. What else we got? That's basically how the game works. Oh, classes. All right. There's 5 classes for RaceGOW. Oh. So if you played RaceGOW1, it was similar to iGOW where you participate in like each track you were either safe or you got a letter, and then you could whoop out eventually and get knocked out of the game. Well, you could keep playing, but you were knocked out of like the prizes or the official part. For RaceGOW2, there's no like spelling whoop or spelling iGOW or getting knocked out or any of that. There's just the leaderboards for the 6 tracks, and there's scoring for them, but there's no getting knocked out or anything. So we'll go over that now. In the main game, which is the 1S Whoop class, sponsored by Beta FPV, this is where almost all the prizes are going to be, and it's where all the micro tiers are, and so this is just like the main part of RaceGOW, and the other ones are kind of like extra fun stuff. So you're going to want to compete in the main game, because that's where everyone's going to be. So to compete in the main game, you have to have a 1S Whoop, and for RaceGOW, that's classified as 1S battery, obviously. Any connector is acceptable. Your whoop has to have a full duct around each of the motors and props. The max size of the props is 2 inches, but there's no max frame size. You can have it as big as you want, but just max 2-inch propellers. You can have brushed or brushless motors, any size, or KV or brand's fine. You can fly in any type of mode you want: acro, angle, horizon, 3D, line of sight, whatever. What you need to do though is you have to be able to record your DVR, or you could record like with a GoPro or a phone, the outside view, but ideally your DVR, and have an OSD timer on. And if you're setting up your whoop in beta flight, I wonder if I can show this. You want on your timer that's on the screen, ideally you want to set it to hundredths, not just seconds. And that would be a lot easier for you to like track your laps and for us to like double check your time. Anyway, any questions about the main game? So it's okay to join for race 2 if I didn't join race 1. Yes, Gareth. You can join in race 2 if you didn't enter race 1. But as you'll see in the scoring, like most of the season-long things, you can only miss one of the races to get a season-long score. And you'll want to be, like the previous track set your micro tier for the next track. So if you can get a time in before for track 1, ideally you will, but you can just jump in anytime. And you can leave anytime too. Just because you start doesn't mean you have to keep competing. All right. Next, oh, I haven't been messing with this at all. All right. Next class is the 1S Whoop class, sponsored by HD0. And so this is the same requirements basically as the 1S Whoop class, but then you also have to have HD footage. So you have to be 1S inducted, and then you have to have some type of HD footage. It can either be digital DVR from like HD0, Walksnail, or DJI, or it could be like a run cam split where you have the DVR on board, or it could be like a GoPro or a Peanut on top of your Whoop. Whatever you want. You just have to also submit the DVR. Ideally, or the HD footage, and ideally you'll have regular DVR too if you just have like GoPro or something where there's no OSD. Anyway, these other classes aren't going to be super competitive, and there's not going to be like tons of prizes for them, so they're more for fun. Next is the UWL League. If you've never heard of UWL, it's Underground Whoop League. It's sponsored by Underground Whoop League. So this is a spec, Whoop spec that's starting to gain a lot of popularity, created by Isaac Pettit, aka Zach Machina. You can see, you can go here to undergroundwhoopleague.com. Here's the spec. The motors have to be from this approved list. You have to have the RPM limiter on your quad, which is the CAC firmware for Betaflight. You have to use GemFan 1610 40 millimeter bi-blades. You have to use a 75 frame. You have to have LEDs. Your all-up weight has to be between 40 and 45 grams. 1S 450 mAh battery, max 4.35. And it has to be a regular quad shape. So that's UWL spec, and that's just what you have to have. Ideally, you'll show like the little screen at the beginning that shows the RPM limiter on, like in your clip somewhere, so that you're showing that you're using the RPM limiter. And then finally, the last in real life flying class is open class, and that's any quad. You don't have to have ducks, no size limit, no battery cell limit. RaceGOW is not responsible for damages if you think flying a 5-inch 6S is a good idea inside. All right. And then there is also a Velocidrone class, which is just the Velocidrone leaderboard. You could, I should put this on here. Any 1S Whoop, Data 75X is not a... All right. So you have to choose a 1S Whoop in Velocidrone. The fastest one is the Crazy Bee. Yeah, whatever everyone's using. Is the open class time set as a season point class? I'll go over the scoring here right now. And yeah, then you have to participate on the official track. All right. And then the common questions. Can you participate in more than one class? Yes, you can participate in all 5 classes if you want. You can, these other classes you can join and play just for fun or to try to win the few prizes that are in there. But what you can't do is submit exactly the same clip for multiple classes. So your 1S Whoop class would technically also be an open class, but you can't just take your fastest time and then submit it for the main game and open class. You would have to use a different run of 3 laps. You can't overlap any laps either. So if you had like 2 really good laps and like a good lap on the end, you can't overlap any laps in any of them. So like technically if you have a UWL, that classifies as every class because if it has HD0 on it, because it could be UWL, then it would qualify for 1S Whoop class. It would still qualify for the main game, and everything works for open class. So if you want to do something like that, you can use the same quad. You just can't have the exact same clip for multiple classes. All right, does that make sense? All right, now let's go what T-Dog's talking about, and let's go over the scoring for each of the classes. All right, we'll do main game last because that one's the most complicated. All right, so for the HD 1S Whoop class, it's a standard ranking system like we did last time. So first place gets a 1, second place gets 2, third place gets 3, all the way down to whatever 200th place gets 200. And you drop your 2 lowest rankings or your 2 worst scores, and then the lowest total score wins. So if you win 4 times, you automatically win because then you would have 4 and no one could match you. But yep, so you're going to add up your position of your 4 best ranks for the HD class, and that will give you your final season score and rank you there. Same thing with UWL, exact same scoring. Everyone that submits lined up, you get your score based on your rank, and lowest score wins. Drop 2 positions. Same thing for open class. So all 3 of the extra classes, you can miss up to 2 of the events and still get a overall season score. All right. In Velocidrone, we have 2 different types of scoring system. One is the overall scoring, which is the same as these ones that we've just gone over, except you're only going to get a drop 1 for the Velocidrone class. And then there's also a time where you just add up your 3 lap times from all 6 tracks, and the lowest total times wins. So you can't miss any for this one. All right, and that's similar to the main game where we've got a ranking. Oh no, this is a time one, just like we talked about here. You add up all your actual time on all 6 tracks, and the lowest time wins. And then we've got the standard ranking system. Just like I explained, you get a rank for your position. You get to drop 1 track, your worst one, your lowest score wins. Ties are broken by the fastest 3 lap. I don't think I totally fleshed that out yet. We'll figure that out. Anyway, and then the most interesting new part of the game is the micro tier scoring system and micro tiers. So every track you're going to get paired with other pilots that are about your speed. And then on the next track, you're going to compete with them to get your tier score, right? So there's going to be 20 micro tiers. They're set by a previous track. And the same thing, like your position within your micro tier gives you your points. So if you win your micro tier, you get 1 point. Second place, 2 points, all the way down to, I think the micro tiers go up to 10 people, so you could get a 10. And then if you're also in the bonus prizes, then there's also cash for the top 2 positions of each bonus tier. So as you can see, or of each micro tier. So first through fifth on track 1 will compete against each other in track 2. So whoever the 5 fastest pilots are get put into a little tier, and they compete against each other in track 2. Right? So the first place person will get 12, and second place will get 5, and then the other 2 pilots don't get any money. So the same thing with 6th through 10th on track 1. And then on track 2, they'll compete against each other all the way down, right? So the first 5 tiers are 5 pilots. Then tier 6 and 7 is 6 pilots. Tier 8 and 9 are 8, or 6, 7, 8, 9, and then the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tiers are 10 pilots. And then there's one big tier for everyone below 156th. What's up, Light Sail? Oh, and then there's a new pilot tier too. That's right. Anyone who didn't previously participate. So I hope that makes sense. It's kind of, if you've played any of the like VRL or the Weebleed series, it's very similar to that idea. But like, and then it's not like you're stuck against those same people for the entire season. Then in track 2, your ranking will then set your tier for track 3. So I hope that makes sense. So you're always going to be ideally with people about your speed and have a decent chance to win. And so the cash prizes are only for the people that are in the bonus tier. But if you are not in the bonus tier and you win a cash prize, then the money that you would have won goes into what we call a free parking prize. And then everyone who's participating in the bonus prizes get to enter into the drawing for the for like all the extra money that wasn't claimed each week. So that'll actually probably be a lot because only about half or less of the people are participating. So any unclaimed money goes into a little pool, and then everyone who's in the bonus tier gets one entry. Oh, and then everyone who won their tier gets a second entry. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. It'll make sense after the first track. Everyone will figure it out once you see. Any questions about the micro tiers? Make sense? Hope so. All right, what else we got? Tracks. Let's go over the sponsors. Our sponsors, We Bleed FPV, or the Supernova sponsors are We Bleed FPV, Beta FPV, HD0, and me, Skittles. Then the Platinum tier, we've got Nick Burns, Tiny Whoop, Joshua Bardwell, Wrecked, and Velocidrone. Check out Bardwell's RaceGOW video that he put out. That's pretty cool. Then in gold, we've got Tune RC, Vifly, Infinity Loops, Fractal Engineering, Team Black Sheep, HQ Prop, The Prop Popper, Happy Model, and Gem Fan. And then in emerald tier, we've got Underground Whoop League, Derpy Hooves, Zach Cagley, Nightwing, Radio Master, and is it Ogre? Do you say it Ogre? Or OGRE? Anyway, he's the one that makes all the logos. He made the RaceGOW2 logo. And intro animation. We've got Quad View, and then Sapphire tier, Quad View, Spezzy Lover, OnlyWhoops.com, Tyrants Pro Whooper, Utopia, Dr. Ride Industries, and IGOW. And then we got We Bleed again. All right. If you come here, you can click on any of the sponsors, and it takes you to their webpage. So, last but not least, we've got prizes. So I haven't listed out all the prizes yet because I don't have the final details from a lot of people or a lot of the sponsors yet. The Chinese New Year just ended, so still figuring that out. But there will be lists here soon. I'll show you. I've started them. But To get to the bonus prizes, like we were talking about for the micro tiers, or you'll see there's lists for everyone and for bonus prizes. There's 3 ways you can get bonus prize access. The cheapest way is to join my Patreon, and if you join the 777 bonus tier right here, then you get access to the prizes, and you just have to stay active for 3 months if you want to do the whole season, or 3 payments, and that comes out to $23.31 total. Or you can pay $30 just by sending it to me on PayPal for the whole season, so it's like $7 more bucks, $6 more bucks. Or you can pay $8 a track if you want to go 1 track at a time. Yeah, and that gives you access to the bonus prizes. So here are the bonus prizes so far. I don't have any of the cash listed yet, so I'm still gonna I still have to figure out how I'm gonna split it all up. But here are some of the physical prizes. Tried to get more cash because it's a lot easier, and I tried to make less prizes. I don't know if you remember iGOW4, the prize list was like ridiculously long, and some of them were just like props, and it got to be a disaster. So better prizes, but less of them. So we have these are the bonus prizes. There's the bounty prize we talked about. I talked about with the Bardwell. You get an extra 25 bucks if you're in the bonus tier for that bounty. And then we've got prop poppers, 1 for each track. Prop popper and HQ sampler pack, 5 of those, 6 total, 1 for each track. And then the Tiny Whoop week, we have a Nightwing, a bind and fly, or a custom Whoop build built by Nightwing himself. And then a $100 gift card to Tiny Whoop from Zach Cagley. And then I haven't decided exactly which track these beta ones are going to go on, but I got them all packed up. We got a 75 Pro, ELRS module with receivers, some flight controllers, frames, bunch of stuff there. So, and then of course the HD0 goggles is the biggest prize. You have to be active for bonus prize active for at least 3 tracks, submit times for at least 3 tracks, and then you get entered into a giveaway for the HD0 goggles. All right, so this will have a lot more things on it in the next couple of days here. And then here's the giveaways for everybody. So you don't have to be in the bonus tier, you don't have to pay any money, you just have to submit a video for these ones. And we've got the $100 bounty prize for this first track. If you didn't hear about that, everyone who submits a 1S main game video gets 1 entry. Then if you beat Bardwell's final time, you get the Bardwell bounty, you get a 2nd entry. And then if you beat my final time, then you get a 3rd entry. So you can have up to 3 entries in the giveaway. And that's for $100 cash. Then we also have prop poppers giveaway for everybody. Tracks 1, 2, 4, and 5. And oh, what's up, Derpy? And then we've got all the a bunch of beta prizes too. And some prizes from Spezzy. Ooh, the secret prize from onlywhoops.com. Last year it was fastest or like best ranked rushed time. This year, new secret, not the same as last year. $100 to whoever wins it. And then the season-long prize for everyone is the Derpy Hooves prize, the custom Lego minifigure. And you have to submit for at least 3 tracks, so at least half of the tracks, and then you can get entered into the Derpy Hooves custom Lego minifig prize. All right, so then there's also like how much cash we got. There's all the tier cash, plus there's like $3,000 other cash that I have to like break up into prizes. All right, I should have some like music in the background. It's probably like really quiet and boring. What else we got? Prizes, sponsors. You can see RaceGOW2 stuff here. Currently 298 registrants. Oh, we can look at some of these. Some of the whatchamacallits, the stats. So only one person said they were going to cheat. And that was Zero. Said he's definitely going to cheat as much as possible. And then someone else said Zero is a dirty cheater. Is that you, Lowndes? That called out Zero also. So Zero's the only one that's been disqualified so far. Wow. 148 people where RaceGOW is their first time participating in any type of RaceGOW or iGOW. 80 people from RaceGOW1, 114 from iGOW4. Crazy. How'd you learn about RaceGOW? Mostly following iGOW stuff. Nick Burns, 17. Bardwell, 33. What continent do you live on? We got North America, 196. Europe, 92. Asia, 11. South America, 7. Australia, 12. Africa, 6. And Snow Antarctica. Still haven't been able to pull anyone from Antarctica. Derpy, you're gonna cheat too? You didn't say so on the thing though. All right. What country are you located in? Wow, it's like basically half US, 50.7. What are some of the other big countries here? We've got 11 from Australia, 19 from Canada, 15 from England, 27 from Russia, Poland, 11, Spain, South Africa, France, England, Germany. Not bad. What state? Not in the U.S., about half. Arizona, California, Colorado leading the way right now with 15. Wow, North Carolina, 11. Tennessee, 12. Texas. Where's Washington? 4. Come on, Washington. All right. What's your age? Oh, we have a pretty good split here. Prefer not to say 3 people. 10 to 14. We got 9 10 to 14-year-olds. Then 28 teenagers, 15 low 20s, 28 higher 20s, 57 low 30s, 47, 40 to 49 is the biggest block. 24 50-year-olds, 2 60-year-olds. We have a 70-year-old, 170 plus. Nice. All right. Gender, pretty dominantly male. We got 296% males, 287. 5 females, 4 that don't want to say, 1 shit pilot, 1 potato. Oh, and this is just a decent amount of people are going to help review. All right, how long you been flying? 8 people flying less than a month. Nice. 58 over 5 years. Pretty even split the rest of the way. It's kind of cool. Almost everybody flies an acro now. 72% almost. A mix, 51 people. Angle or acro. Man, angle, only 23 people said they're going to fly an angle only. Horizon, 5. Interesting. How do you hold your transmitter? Hybrid pinch, thumb, true pinch, mix. Almost everybody on ELRS now. Almost everyone with a custom build. Nice. Mostly analog. And almost everyone plays The Sim. Only 39 said no. Travel to a big race. A lot of people want to go, and they plan too soon. That's good for the future of traveling races. Only 52 say no, and they're not going to. And then yes, and a whole bunch of random stuff. All right. What's up, Velvix? All right. We have 86 submissions so far. Yeah, look at that. Most people are not active for the bonus prizes, so that the free parking prize each week is going to be like pretty good. Almost everyone flying 65 millimeter. Only a few 75s, nothing else. All acro. 2 Horizon, 17 Horizon. How many batteries did people put in? 2 to 5. 1 person. 6, 12, 24. Wow, a lot of people putting in a lot of packs. 200 plus. Point forward. Oh, I don't like that. Only 10 arrow backs. Toilet tank's almost as high as arrow back. That's terrible. You guys start building your whoops properly. The arrow backwards. All right. Let's take chat questions now. I think I covered pretty much everything I could think of. Yeah. How long do I have left to register and submit? You can register forever because this season you can join anytime, and you have until 11:59 on February 25th, so that is just over 36 hours left. You got 36 hours and 11 minutes. T-Dog, you don't even have an arrow. You cut your arrow off. It doesn't count. What other questions have I got? Oh, lots of people ask like how you time your thing, and there's lots of different ways to like time it while you're flying. You can use an RF timer if you have one, or you can use like a voice activated stopwatch. That's what I've been doing. But yeah, but any timers you use the stopwatch on your phone, but how do you like start and stop it, T-Dog? Velvix, you need like a whole bunch of like hand controlled, but you're flying. You're clicking lap also while you're flying. You're taking your hand off every lap. I don't get it. How you doing it, T-Dog? Anyway, what I do is I use the voice activated timer, and I say like lap, 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 and then I check that I go back in the computer, or after I have a good set, I point the little phone at the times, or I point my whoop at the times on my phone, and then I cut it. So then I look for any clips where at the very end of the clip I'm looking directly at the phone, and then I know right before that I have a good one, and then I check that in the computer. I like line them up and compare them, and then I add a little timer with this thing. This thing works, but if you use DaVinci.
Hello and welcome back to a new tutorial. Like, this time I'm going to show you.
It's perfect. I posted this in the Discord anyway. He teaches you how to.
So it's basically
make a timer in milliseconds instead of frames.
That's right.
because most people
Works
just
fine.
use a frame timer and then.
So how do you want to
if they don't
maybe
convert into
format that
decimals,
differently, and
then
how
we
does
can
this
do that
work?
ourselves.
Basically, we need to
And
go into text
this-
editor
using
quickly.
this little
Alright, we are
equation
here
that
in
we
Visual
have
Studio Code.
here, it makes it use this little equation here, and then you get milliseconds just on in a little text box. Anyway, what other questions we got? Derpy, when is the stream for track 1? It'll be, so the deadline is, didn't think about that. It would be the next weekend, but then I'm going to be at the Air Force race. So it's going to be like just before track 2's due. I'm not sure yet, Derpy. Maybe the 9th. Normally I would do the 2nd, but I'm going to be at the Air Force race. I'm leaving Thursday. Yeah, it's going to have to be like right before track 2's due. We'll see. What are questions? Velvix, you want to know how to build an atomic bomb? It's like really complicated. You need plutonium, and you need uranium. Then you need like a catalyst to start the reaction. I don't know exactly how it works. I think it's like secret. How to fly drone. You push the right stick forward, and then you push the left stick all the way to the top, and then you just kind of like wiggle the right stick around. Wait, no. You push the left stick all the way to the top, and then you wiggle the right stick around and the left stick just a tiny bit, and then you go really fast. What's your app timer's name? Let me get it. Thought I posted in Discord. There you go. It cost $1.99, but is made by someone in the in the community, Sean Ames. You know who that is. And it's better. I tried all the free ones and they all suck. So this one's decent, but what you have to do, I found, because somehow it starts listening, like when you start speaking, and lap is too short of a word. So if you just try to say lap by itself, it only gets it like 50% of the time. Whereas for some reason, start, stop, and reset work perfectly. But if you say like a sentence, so there's some words before lap, then it works like every time. So what I've been saying is sit in my lap. And that seems to work every time. So it's kind of funny. I'm downstairs just like sit in my lap, sit in my lap. Anyway. And then it reads it out loud too, which is nice. Once you say lap, it reads your lap out loud. So you can hear it like while you're flying. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter how accurate it is as long as it's consistent, because you're really just using it to find your best laps and then put them in the computer, so you don't have to search through all your DVR. So really whatever timing system you want. I didn't want prices, but after watching Bardwell, how can I change from that? Now I do want prizes. Oh, prizes? Oh, wait, what do you mean? You registered and you said you didn't want any prizes? you can either change your form or, I mean, really, that's just what you didn't put in your PayPal thing, because that's the, oh, and your address. You can fill out another registration, or you can, if you go, you should be able to go. I think if you when you submit it, you should get an email that confirmed your submission, and if you click on that, there's a way to edit it, or you can just resubmit. Anyway, Dan, when's the race 1 live stream? I don't know, Derpy. Normally I would have done it next Saturday, but I'm going to be at the Air Force race. So it's going to have to be sometime like 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, sometime around there. I'll figure it out and I'll post it. What else we got? Anyone else have any other questions? You got it, Velvix? Plutonium's the hardest part. You gotta get some of that first. Monday through Wednesday, you can join if you want. Okay. These ones aren't like super long though. We're not going to sit and watch all of the submissions. I guess we can, since some of them are already public, let's just watch a couple videos, the very fastest ones that have been posted thus far. Neon today. This is the fastest one I've seen. Everybody else, I get this, but when I look at you, there's only you. But don't let me be out here looking stupid. I know sometimes your eyes might get a little curious, and deep down inside, I know we ain't that serious. So 1357. I think in track 1 there'll be people that, so Neon's time 1357, he's probably fastest. And then, or actually T-Dog, where you at? You gonna be able to beat this? I haven't seen anything from you yet. So 1357, and then there'll be people that do like 13-second laps, right? So times 3 would be like 40 seconds overall, and then there's going to be people that do like 40-second laps too for like 2 minutes overall. So there'll be like a threefold thing. Neon will be able to do 9 laps in the time that some people can do. Wait, 3. No, he'll be able to do 27 laps in the time people can do 3 laps. That's ridiculous. Okay. How long have we been running together? We got a nice hour in. Does anyone have any other questions? Bro, I need to clutch. I still haven't submitted vid 1. You're good, Logan. You still got 36 hours. Oh, let's look at Bardwell. We might as well. I think this is going to be Bardwell's.
I've got just 34 seconds to tell you that this is my entry into RaceGOW 2024. RaceGOW is a racing event that you can participate in at home. You build a course just like this out of PVC pipes, you get your tiny whoop, and you put in your best time. Then you upload the DVR, just like you see me doing here, and if your time is good enough, you can win real cash prizes, drone parts, etc. And this week, they're doing a special promotion where if you beat my time, which you're watching right now, you will be entered into a drawing to win $100. One person will win $100, but you got to beat my time. What is my time? It is, 34.17. Get in it. Link in the video description below.
See, he's using like a timer and he puts it in a bucket so that you can only really like see one direction. Anyway, if you haven't watched his if this one already, check that out. It's like him going from not knowing the track at all to like learning it, and pretty interesting. All right. Unless anyone has any other questions, have a good rest of your Saturday. Still have 36 hours to get your track 1 run and completed or submitted. Yeah. Oh, if you want to sponsor or provide any prizes, anyone's welcome to do that. You don't have to be like a company. Zach here is a sponsor in chat. Derpy Hooves is a sponsor. Tyrant Pro Whooper is a sponsor. So if you want to be a sponsor, just send me a message and we can figure out. We can figure that out. Anyway, have a good day, everyone. Happy whooping. Wait, not sure if this got answered as internet cut out. Changed submissions link so it goes to the actual video rather than my page. When will it get updated? As I don't want to miss out. Changed submission link so it goes to the actual video rather than my page. When will it get updated? Oh, so okay, so Westy. So there's two different things. The registration is one thing, right? You register here, fill this stuff out, and then like I can't move on because these are required. But later it asks you for your YouTube and your Instagram and these things. So this is just so that on the pilots list, if other pilots want to like check out your YouTube or whatever, hey, look, there you are right there. It goes to your page, which makes sense. That's what you want. So that's just for this. But then when you go and you submit your actual track, or for track 1, you click here, and then you fill out your email, you put your pilot name in, and then this is where you put the link to your specific video. Just for track 1. So it's not like you're changing your registration each time. So you want your registration to be your main page like you had probably, and then when you put your submission here, when you fill out your fill out the form just for track 1, that's when you put your link directly to your video. Make sense? Hope that makes sense. So then there'll be a different one of these once track 2 is out. Yeah, you got it. Sweet. Yeah. So then after the deadline, this list will show up with your time and the link to your video and stuff. What up, 0 volts? All right, everyone. Any last second questions? Okay. Thanks for hanging out, watching the stream. you think of any questions later, ask them in Discord or shoot me an email or whatever. I'll answer. Yeah, I think after track 2, like the micro tiers and everything will make sense once people see it in action. So should be fun. I think it'll make it more interesting. And T-Dog won't just win halfway through the season. So you could technically beat T-Dog in the tier ones, like just if you happen to win your tier every time. So anyway, peace.